I'm 83 years old. I live alone. I cook for myself, walk without help, and rarely visit the doctor. I know that sounds surprising to some because most people think growing older means giving up the life you love, but I've learned something simple and powerful. Age is not a sentence. Habits are. What you do in the first hour after waking sets the tone for the whole day. Over the years, I watched neighbors and friends slow down, not always because of illness, but because they stopped doing small, consistent things that protect their health. I won't promise miracles. I won't tell you a secret pill or a magic exercise. Instead, I'm offering 4 gentle, realistic habits I do every morning. They are easy, low cost, and safe for almost anyone. They help me keep my energy, my balance, and my mind when others my age were losing theirs. If you are struggling with fatigue, stiffness, poor sleep, or low mood, please listen, because these little changes can make a real difference. Today, I'll walk you through each habit, why it matters, how to start, and what happens if you ignore it. Start with 1. Give it a week, see how your mornings change. Then add another. By the end of this video, you'll understand how 4 small habits, practiced daily, can protect your independence and help you feel younger than your years. Let's begin. Number 1. Drinking water immediately after waking up. When I open my eyes in the morning, my first move is a simple one, a large, cool glass of water. I don't wait to brush my teeth. I don't check my phone. I reach for water. For many years, I thought coffee should come first, like a small reward to start the day. But over time, I noticed a pattern. Days I started with water instead of caffeine. I had steadier energy, clearer thinking, and fewer headaches. Why does this matter? While we sleep, our bodies continue to work, breathing, repairing, and clearing waste, and in the process, we lose fluids. This overnight water loss is one reason many of us wake up sluggish. Dehydration in the morning can make your heart work a little harder, your muscles feel heavy, and your brain foggier. It is especially important for older adults because total body water tends to decrease with age and the sensation of thirst can be blunted. Drinking a glass of water first thing supports digestion and wakes up your kidneys. It helps blood circulate with less resistance and gives your organs the fluid they need to start detoxifying the byproducts of the night. I find that water with a squeeze of lemon is pleasant and helps me avoid the temptation of sugary drinks. If plain water is difficult, try warm water or herbal tea without sugar. The benefits are straightforward. More morning energy, improved digestion, fewer headaches, and better concentration. For someone managing constipation, regular morning hydration can be a quiet life changer. For those on certain medications, water helps them move through the system safely, but always check with your doctor about timing and dosage. If you ignore this habit, small problems can add up. Chronic mild dehydration increases the risk of urinary tract issues and may make constipation worse. Over time, it can worsen fatigue and make the body feel older than it is. Some older adults report feeling weak on standing because they began the day a little dehydrated, an avoidable risk. How to start. Keep a filled glass or bottle by your bedside. Make it a ritual. Drink it before checking the news. Aim for about 250-400 milliliters to begin. If you have heart or kidney conditions, check with your healthcare provider about fluid limits. Combine this habit with a gentle stretch and you'll prime your body for the day. Practical tips. Place a 500 ml bottle on your nightstand so it's ready. If you're worried about swallowing a lot at once, take 3 smaller sips across 5 minutes. Flavoring with a slice of cucumber or a few berries makes it tempting. If you take diuretics or have heart or kidney disease, consult your doctor. The timing and volume may need adjustment. Finally, pair hydration with a small breathing exercise. Sit on the edge of the bed, sip water, breathe deeply 5 times. It signals to the body that the day is starting, calms the heart rate, and improves circulation. The cumulative effect over months is surprising. Fewer dizzy spells, fewer midday slumps, and a calmer, clearer mind. For me, it's a small ritual that says, I'm taking care of myself today, and that matters more than you might think. Number 2, gentle morning movement. After my glass of water, I spend 10 to 20 minutes moving gently. Movement does not mean a punishing workout. It means small, intentional motions that wake the joints, encourage circulation, and remind the nervous system that the body is ready to be used. In my 80s, the difference between a stiff morning and a flexible, confident morning is often a matter of a few gentle moves. Why is movement critical in the morning? Overnight, our bodies settle into one position. Joints cool, fluids thicken, and muscles become less elastic. That stiffness makes the first steps awkward and the first tasks tiring. Gentle movement increases blood flow to muscles and joints, warms tissues, and reduces the risk of sudden strain. For older adults, slow, controlled movement is safer than sudden exertion and actually reduces the likelihood of injury. Simple movements that work include light stretching, reaching arms overhead, gentle spinal twists while seated, calf stretches by holding the back of a chair. Slow walking around the house for 5 minutes is a great way to reconnect with balance and coordination. Gentle joint rotations, wrists, ankles, neck, and shoulders loosen the small but important muscles that support daily tasks. You might add a short set of sit-to-stands, rising from a chair slowly to strengthen the muscles used for getting up from chairs and toilets. Benefits are practical, improve balance and mobility, reduce joint stiffness and less muscle pain. After years of practicing these movements, I noticed fewer days when I hesitated before getting up. My walks are steadier and chores feel less daunting. Movement also stimulates the lymphatic system and helps clear the body of waste products, which improves energy levels and immune resilience. If you ignore morning movement, stiffness tends to snowball. Joints lose range of motion, muscles atrophy from disuse, and simple tasks like standing up or bending become harder. Over time, this can increase the risk of falls and long-term loss of independence. Many people over 70 who struggle with mobility report they did not have a daily movement habit earlier in life. How to begin safely. Clear a small space near a chair and set a 5-minute timer. Start with breathing and then add 1 or 2 stretches. Walk slowly to the window and back. If you have pain or conditions like severe arthritis, speak with your physician or a physical therapist to learn safe modifications. Use the back of a chair for balance and go at your own pace. I also keep sturdy slippers by the bed. Good foot support on those first steps lowers ankle strain and builds confidence. If balance worries you, practice next to a stable counter. Record a short routine on your phone to follow until it becomes second nature. Over weeks, those minutes compound into stronger legs, better posture, and fewer aching days, which helps maintain independence. A favorite routine of mine, 3 deep breaths, 5 ankle circles each side, 10 slow heel raises holding the chair, a gentle seated twist, and a short walk around the room. It takes under 15 minutes and makes the rest of the morning so much easier. Keep it consistent, treat it as non-negotiable, and you'll find movement returns strength as surely as watering a plant helps it grow. Number 3, getting morning sunlight. Each morning, I make a point of sitting by a window or stepping outside for 10 minutes to let the light reach my face. It's not about tanning or sun worship. It's about sending a clear signal to the brain and the body that the day has begun. Natural light is one of the simplest, most powerful cues our bodies use to set the circadian rhythm, and that rhythm governs sleep, mood, appetite, and energy. Why morning light matters. Exposure to natural daylight, especially within the first hour or two after waking, helps regulate melatonin production and synchronizes the internal clock. For older adults whose sleep patterns can become fragmented, this small practice makes sleep at night more restorative. Morning light also helps to reduce daytime sleepiness and improves alertness. How light affects mood and energy. Sunlight increases serotonin, the brain chemical linked to feelings of well-being and calm. When I began stepping outside each morning, my mood improved on days I might otherwise feel isolated. The sun's presence signals that it's a time for activity, social connection, and movement, countering the loneliness that sometimes accompanies living alone. Benefits are numerous: better sleep quality, steadier daytime energy, enhanced mood, and production of vitamin D. Even modest exposure helps the body synthesize vitamin D, which supports bone health and immune function. If getting outside is difficult, sitting near a bright window with open curtains also provides meaningful benefits. If you ignore this habit, the consequences are subtle but real. Circadian disruption can lead to insomnia, fragmented sleep, and daytime fatigue. Low natural light exposure is associated with lower mood and higher risk of depression, and vitamin D deficiency can contribute to bone weakness and decreased immunity. For older adults, poor sleep combined with low mood can start a cycle that impedes motivation to move and eat well. How to begin. Open your curtains immediately upon waking. Step outside barefoot on the grass for a few minutes if possible. That touch with the ground feels grounding. Aim for 15 minutes of sunlight when feasible, but even 5 minutes matters. If mobility is limited, a small chair on the balcony or near a bright window works well. On cloudy days, still aim to sit by a bright window. Meaningful light reaches through clouds. Safety notes: protect sensitive skin and avoid midday sun. Morning light is gentler and safer than strong afternoon rays. If you're on medications that increase sun sensitivity, speak with your doctor about timing and protection. For those in climates with long winters, a light therapy lamp can substitute on dull mornings. Place it to the side while you sip your drink. Also consider pairing sunlight with a brief gratitude practice. Name 3 small things you look forward to today. That mental habit combined with sunlight strengthens positive mood and sets a purposeful tone. Over time, these small choices create a steady rhythm that supports sleep, movement, and appetite, the building blocks of good health. A small ritual I love is to sip my water and stand on the balcony, breathing slowly while the morning warms my face. It clears worry, sharpens thought, and reminds me that the body is connected to the world outside. Over months, consistent exposure will help regulate sleep, lift mood, and make the day feel livelier. Simple sunlight, big returns. Number 4, eating a simple, balanced breakfast. Breakfast is not an old-fashioned rule. It's a biological reset. The first meal of the day tells your body whether it should burn or store energy, whether the brain has fuel for thinking, and whether muscles will receive the nutrients they need. For older adults, a simple, balanced breakfast helps stabilize blood sugar, supports muscle maintenance, and prevents weakness that can lead to falls. Why breakfast matters more with age. After decades of life, our bodies need reliable, quality nutrition because muscle mass and metabolic flexibility decline. Skipping breakfast or eating a sugary pastry leaves you vulnerable to blood sugar swings, dizziness, and energy crashes. A breakfast with protein, fiber, and healthy fat slows digestion and keeps energy steady long enough to tackle morning tasks. What a healthy breakfast looks like. A small omelet with vegetables, a bowl of Greek yogurt with berries and a sprinkle of nuts, or whole grain toast with avocado and a side of cottage cheese. Even a simple smoothie with milk or yogurt, a scoop of protein powder, a handful of spinach, and a small banana can be quick and effective. Focus on lean protein, fiber from fruit or whole grains, and a source of healthy fat. This trio protects appetite, muscles, and cognition. Benefits include stabilized blood sugar, supported brain function, and steady energy. Protein in the morning helps preserve muscle mass, which is critical for balance and independence. Fiber supports the gut and helps regularity. Healthy fats nourish the brain and provide lasting energy. Together, these components reduce mid-morning cravings and lower the chance of overeating later. If you ignore breakfast, blood sugar fluctuations may cause irritability, dizziness, and reduced concentration. Over time, poor morning nutrition contributes to muscle loss, weakened immune response, and a higher risk of falls because your body lacks immediate fuel for movement. Many people who skip breakfast report heavier snacking and poorer food choices later, which undermines long-term health. How to start: prepare simple options the night before. Slice fruit, soak oats, or pre-chop vegetables for an omelet. Keep easy staples on hand: eggs, plain yogurt, nuts, and whole grain bread. If appetite is low in the morning, try a nutrient-dense smoothie that's easy to sip. Aim for a balance rather than perfection. 12 to 20 grams of protein at breakfast is a useful target for older adults, but any increase from a carb-heavy meal is beneficial. Also, pair your breakfast with a glass of water and a short walk around the kitchen to aid digestion. If you take medications in the morning, coordinate your meal so it supports absorption and reduces stomach upset. Over time, this steady nourishment protects muscle, mood, and memory, the quiet pillars of independence. A favorite quick breakfast of mine: 2 scrambled eggs with spinach, a slice of whole grain toast, and a small orange. It takes 10 minutes and carries me through the morning with steady energy and clear thinking. Small, consistent choices like this keep your body nourished and your mind ready for the day. If there is one truth I keep returning to, it is this: longevity and independence are not written solely in our genes. They are written in the tiny decisions we make day after day, especially in the first hour after we wake. Drinking water, moving gently, greeting the sunlight, and eating a balanced breakfast are not glamorous. They are not expensive. They ask only for consistency. These four habits work together. Water wakes the body's internal systems. Movement signals muscles and joints to stay strong and flexible. Sunlight aligns the internal clock so you sleep better and feel brighter. Balanced breakfast supplies fuel for muscles and mind. Miss one occasionally and you can recover. Ignore them all and the small losses accumulate. That accumulation turns manageable problems into real threats to independence. You don't need to reinvent your life. Start simple. Pick one habit to begin tomorrow morning. Maybe it's the water. Keep a bottle by the bedside and drink it before anything else. Or try a 5-minute movement routine beside a chair. Open the curtains the moment you wake or prepare a protein-rich breakfast the night before. Practice that single habit for a week. Notice how your energy, mood, or balance change. Then add the next one. There is compassion in this advice. I know many of you are tired, in pain, or scared. These suggestions are gentle because health at this age should be sustainable. If medical conditions complicate things, medications, heart or kidney concerns, arthritis, consult your healthcare team for safe modifications. A physical therapist can adapt movements. A dietitian can tailor morning nutrition. For most people, though, these habits are safe and low risk. Mindset matters too. Caring for yourself in small ways is an act of practical love. It reminds you that you are worth attention and that your body can respond to steady, patient care. It becomes easier to maintain social connections, hobbies, and independence when your mornings are structured. One practical tool: keep a simple morning log. Jot the date and which habit you did, water, movement, sun, breakfast, and a short note about how you felt. After a month, the pattern will encourage you to keep going. Share wins with a friend or neighbor. Accountability helps habits stick. For a simple routine example, drink a glass of water, do 5 minutes of stretches, step outside for sunlight, and eat a protein-rich bite. This sequence takes under 30 minutes but protects the whole day. Adapt as needed. Small, steady steps will change the months ahead, and that change compounds into a life with more freedom. I am 83. I live alone, and these morning habits have kept me healthier than many my age. They won't stop every ache, and they don't promise a perfect life, but they offer a practical, hopeful path toward stronger mornings and a more independent life. Sometimes the difference between aging with grace and aging with struggle comes down to what you choose to do in the first hour of the day. Make it count. Take care of yourself and let small acts build a life worth living.